This is Charles Kaya. I've been investigating the Google LSA duct cleaning scam, and Charles is gracious enough to share his story.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's been a bit of a nightmare this week. It started off this Monday. I was kind of in a rush. I had to go drop my car off, and my dryer wasn't heating. I just went on a Google search, and I just put in dryer vent cleaning or dry duct cleaning in Venice, Florida, which is where I live. It's said freshly air duct, I think, and cleaning services, something like that. And it said that they were Google guaranteed, Google recommended type of thing. It said fully licensed insurance, and then they had like over 2,000 reviews, and I think they had 4.8 or 4.9 stars. I called them. He shows up, and he, knocks on the door. He's got his handful of tools. So I showed him where the dryer was. He never gave me a price quote. So as soon as he goes in the washer room, he takes the dryer hose where all the lint goes out, calls me into the room and says, "Oh, this is bad. This isn't going to be our normal sort of $100, $99 job. This is going to be $620." So at the time, I was really sort of taken aback. And then he started saying all the stuff he was going to do, but it sounds like he's really going to do a lot of stuff, and basically make it good as new. So I agreed to it. I agreed to the 620. In the end, he was only there an hour. His kind of demeanor was fairly pushy and rude, and he had a very, very thick accent. So initially, I said, "Do you take card?" Because everybody these days takes card. And he said, "No, I either take cash, Zelle, or check." So the safest thing I thought was, okay, I'll just pay you with a check. So I wrote out the check, and he started getting very sort of very short at the time. I wrote the name on the check. It was a long name. It was like freshly air duct and dryer cleaning, something like that. And he looked at it and he said, "Oh, it should only be freshly air." And he goes, "Okay, give me." Like he just wanted to just get the payment and go. So I gave him the payment, and he hands me his phone, and he goes, "Okay, just write me your name, your phone number, your email address, and then just let me know how you want the receipt sent." So then he leaves, and there's no receipt. So then I decided to do a test dry, but now it just didn't seem to heat up at all.
So at this point, you paid $620. You don't have a receipt. He was there an hour, so
yeah. So
and claims to have done these many things.
Yeah.
And when did you start getting suspicious, or what happened next?
When the dryer didn't heat up, I thought something was weird. So I just didn't feel right about the whole thing. So then I went and looked more at the reviews and found out that they were totally different. They were for a state park. So I looked at the lowest reviews, and there were 3 or 4 lowest reviews, all of 1 star, talking about how much people got scammed and how much of it was a ripoff. And then I thought, this is a licensing fraud scam. And I immediately called my bank to put a stop payment on the check. And then I thought, well, if this guy's just going to be sketchy and he's, this freshly air guy's going to be doing all this fraudulent licensing stuff, I'll call the police, because I've known before people working under these fake stolen licenses and stuff, they can get arrested and they can get fined. So I called the police. So a deputy called back, and I told him the whole story, and he kind of told me the same thing. He said, "Well, this guy did an hour of work for you. Maybe you should just offer to pay him $100. And I said, "Well, no, he scammed me. I saw the license was stolen. I confirmed with the license owner it was stolen." And then the police officer said, "Well, we can't really determine that. Maybe Google just got their license number wrong. There's no way of me telling, saying that they absolutely forged somebody's license number." And then he goes, "Well, if you're not going to pay him, that's between you and him. And, the worst he can really do is take you to civil claims court and try to get the money from you." And I kept saying, "Oh, this guy's scamming me." I said, "Well, he's coming here tomorrow. I'd appreciate if somebody could be there, to try to get these facts straightened up, and the cop just said, "There won't be anybody there." And so in the end, I just said, "Okay, well, thanks for your help. I just thought it was, I didn't say this, but I just thought it was totally useless." I know maybe it's not the highest thing on his list and stuff, but to me, it's a financial crime. He was more talking about the fact that I should have paid him, and the fact that he could sue me in a civil court and get money out of me. So he seemed more concerned about the fact that I didn't pay this guy. And then he said, "Oh, I'm looking at the listing myself." He said, "Oh, you don't need to worry about that. They have a Google guarantee anyway, so Google should pay you back, even if you feel like you got ripped off." So I had looked at the Google guarantee, and it said the only way to really contact Google for this kind of thing is an email, and they'll take about a week or more to respond. So I just thought it was just a waste of time to try to do this whole thing.
You're out, whatever the fee for the check is, you're out your time. You have an unrepaired dryer. You have some concerns that they may come after you. You know, I mean, what would you tell to the next person who goes to Google and searches for duct cleaning? You know,
Yeah.
the elderly person down the street from you. What would you tell them?
Well, I would basically say in the future just to get a recommendation because
From a friend, you mean,
yeah,
right?
from
Or
a
a
friend
recommendation.
there I